So in this video we're going to discuss about the retirement of the bills of exchange. So in previous videos we have discussed renewal, now retirement. So retirement is a simple concept. Assume that the due date is 1st April. The due date is 1st April and he is paying on 1st March itself. So according to our example, Sam is the drawer and then Raj is the drawee, right? So Raj is supposed to pay on 1st April, but Raj is paying on 1st March only. So he is paying 1 month before. We can call this as premature payment. Since Raj is paying earlier than the due date, okay, so Sam will give discount that we can call this as rebate, right? So retirement of the bill is nothing but paying early than the due date. That's it. That's all about the retirement. There is nothing to discuss about this. So only thing you have to understand is Sam is giving rebate or discount. So for Sam it is an expenses. Sam it is an expenses. So it's more like discount allowed for Sam. Okay, so this is all about the retirement. Now we will go to some other topic called as notary charges. Notary charges. So normally this notary charges we have to pay to the notary public. So it's just a bunch of lawyers sitting in one place. So for them we just have to pay some notary charges. For what? For notarizing the documents. Okay. See here, Sam sold goods on credit basis to Raj for 10,000. Okay, and then Sam drawn a bill, so Sam will become the drawer and then Raj will become the drawee. On the due date, let's just say due date is on 1st April. Okay, drawn on 1st January, so 3 months time we have given, so the due date will be on 1st April. I'm not considering any grace days, all those kind. We're going to discuss about that later. So 1st January we have drawn the bill and then tenure we have given 3 months, so due date will be on 1st April. So if Raj pays the money, then honor the bill, and then if Raj did not pay the money, dishonor the bill. Whenever dishonor happen, okay, whenever dishonor happen, then holder of the bill has to go to this notary public and notarize the document, notarize this scenario that so and so person who is Raj dishonored the bill. That statement, that fact, what is fact here? Raj dishonored the bill. So that particular fact we have to go to the notary public and then notarize it. Nothing but in our bills of exchange we're going to write that Raj dishonored the bill, right? So for this notary public will charge some money, some 100 or 200 rupees. So that's we'll call it as notary charges, right? So to notarize the document, this notary public will charge some charges, that we'll call it as notary charges. Now that who has to pay the charges? Holder of the bill. See here, who is the holder of the bill? Sam is the holder of the bill. Remember the scenario, normally how it happened. So Sam sold goods on credit basis to the Raj. So Sam draw up a bill and then give it to the Raj. Raj will accept it and sign it and give it back to the Sam. Sam is the holder of the bill. Sam is the holder of the bill. So Sam will go to the notary public and notarize it and pay the notary charges. Alright. But why does Sam has to incur those expenses? Because of the Raj. It's whose fault it is? Raj's fault, right? So it's Raj's duty to pay the money on the due date. Because of the Raj's fault, why does Sam has to incur expenses, right? So that's why Sam is gonna recollect or collect that money. Sam is going to reimbursed by Raj. Sam is going to reimburse by Raj. So Sam will collect that money from Raj only. Whatever the notary charges paid by Sam, it will be collected by Raj. But whenever the bill is dishonored, holder of the bill has to go to the notary public and pay notary charges or notarize it. Again, further we can get reimbursed from drawee. Ultimately, it will be burdened by, the charges will be paid by drawee only. But now the question is, first who is paying? Always holder of the bill will pay first, and then again we can get back from the drawee. Remember this, always holder of the bill has to go to the notary public and notarize it and pay notary charges. Then again we can get reimbursed by drawee, right? Okay, let's discuss this notary charges in various scenarios. We have discussed in the first video that the drawer has so many options, not so many, 3 options. What are those? He can retain the bill, until the due date. Retain the bill until the due date, and on the due date drawer can go to the drawee to collect the money. That is one option. Or he can discount the bill with the bank, or he can endorse the bill to his creditor, to drawer's creditors. Okay, so these are the 3 options we have. Okay, so if it is honored, we don't need to much worry about it, right? There is no point of notary charges. So if the bill is dishonored, then only the notary charges will come into the picture. So what happen if the Raj or drawee dishonored the bill? Okay, yeah, like we choose, you have retained the bill until the due date and the bill got dishonored. Okay, or you have discounted with the bank and then the bill got dishonored, or you endorsed to your creditor and then the bill got dishonored. So what is the scenario, or what are the general entries we will pass in this scenario? Okay, for the sake of understanding, we will consider notary charges here 500 rupees. Okay, and we know that bill value is 10,000 rupees. Next. Okay, in the first scenario, normally what is the journal entry when the bill is dishonored? Debtor account debit. So normally you will write 10,000 because Raj is your debtor for 10,000.